Well, good morning, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Hope you're all right. Good morning, Rosemary. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Jean Handsome. You can come again. Thank you very much. Morning, Valerie. Morning, Sue. No, I haven't got my cap on now. Not indoors. I wear my cap to come to work when I'm wearing a jacket, but when I'm wearing a proper coat, I usually wear my fedora. Um, so I'll switch from cap to hat over the winter months. Interestingly, I'll show you my cap. This lovely cap that I got, I bought this from Worcester Victorian Christmas Market about 10 years ago, and I love it. So yes, there's my hat. Hello everybody, lovely to have you all with me. Hello Brian. Still awake, burning the midnight oil. So we're gonna have a banana. I've got morning Trish. So is it sunny where you are? It's very grey, and that's not even that far away. Morning Julie. Yeah, it's cloudy here. We've got burst water mains going on, and nearly every Thames Water vehicle in the country is currently one street away from here. But we've got water, so we're all right. Morning Diane. Made it for the start. Well done. You can calm down now for a minute. So yeah, I've got as you know, I do vintage singing. I was away last Saturday morning. Alessandria. You all right? Yeah, I was away last week, so I was singing at a wedding. Yes, bananas. And I've got a really good friend of mine is Tom Carradine, and he is a vintage singer, but he is a pianist, and he does Carradine's Cockney Sing-Along. Carradine's Cockney Sing-Along, and he's been doing it nearly every week throughout the whole of the lockdown, and he's only just started getting gigs again. So he and his wife have been doing live Cockney Knees Up every Thursday evening, and he's down doing it monthly. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Suzanne. Why are you pet? Oh, it's raining. It's raining. It's raining where you are. Awful. I went a bit Welsh then. I do apologise. And good morning to any of my Borodar. I've forgotten what good morning is. That's good day, isn't it? Good morning. Prynhawnda is the evening. Nosta, good night. Forgotten it. He was at my do at the town hall, Sue. Yes, at the Bo Norton and Friends. Yes, he was very good. He's amazing. Everybody got up to dance when Tom was singing. But nearly every week he throws in a song, a Cockney Knees Up, which is Have a Banana. Oh, you're in Anglesey today? Yes, I bet it is a break from laying a new floor. Painting a banana. Well, do you know, I was going to do a bowl of fruit, and then I thought, what a cliche it would be to do a bowl of fruit. So I thought I'd do a peeled banana today using gouache. I'm using the grey Borodar. Oh, yeah, that's true, Samantha. It is, isn't it? Borodar. It's just a nice ingredient. So Borodar Shidahi. I'm using the Paint On pad in grey, which is the same one as I use for my toadstools. Because I thought it would go nice against the yellows of the banana. Banana. I can't even speak. Good morning, Elizabeth. I've lost the ability to speak. So it's going to be a fun morning. It's a banana. Banana. Right. Now we've got out the way what it is called and I can speak. I'll tell you, I'm using Winsor & Newton's designer gouache in a nice variety of colours. I've got permanent white, lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, yellow ochre, burnt umber and dioxazine violet. I think I have got someone else's teeth in today, Sue. Honestly, I don't know what the matter is. I occasionally have moments like this, but I have to say I haven't had a full I haven't had to stop recording or teaching for a while because of laughing too much. It occasionally happens. but not this week. Right, so I thought we'd have a banana, a peeled banana, and I'll show you how you can utilise the gouache to go as realistic as you want. The dioxazine purple is quite interesting. Otherwise, I'd have to have had a blue and a red. But since there's no red in there and we're getting a decent banana colours, we'll be alright. So what I want to do, the brushes I'm using are two of the Pro Arty miniature painting brushes, the 1/8 inch flat and the 0, and this is just a really basic sea white flat nylon brush. This is the number 4. I didn't really want a big one. I just thought that sort of size will be enough for filling in. So what I want to do is I want to go with a bit of my white. Might as well start, haven't we? Bit of white, tiny bit of yellow. Now here, I'm actually going to paint it quite dilute. I want to remind you about, so there's a tiny bit of yellow in this, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm just trying to tint the grey. So this is Designer's Gouache. It is the more expensive make of gouache paints, but you know, they are more opaque, and I just thought it'd be interesting for you to see yellows and how we darken yellows. I'm actually teaching a watercolour class on Thursday morning, and we're doing yellow roses and rosebuds in watercolour, so it's interesting to see how to darken, so you'll have a bit of an insight to that if you're attending one of my £5 lessons. So what's happening is this will slowly absorb into the grey to give me a dull tone, and I'll probably do that with the majority of the picture. So for the banana itself, I'm going to mix the cad yellow and the lemon yellow together a little, maybe a little bit more lemon. But don't forget, gouache is making a huge comeback, and I feel quite happy about that because, as I said last week or the week before when I did the Fly Garrick toadstools, I made an announcement to one of our company reps that we deal with, one of the art manufacturers, saying I think gouache is going to make a comeback, and I'm seeing it. Lachlan Gowdy, you know, he of the BBC Painting Challenge and of really lovely art historian, he started using gouache more as well, so that's good. As usual, if you have any questions, keep them to yourself. No, I'll answer them as best I can. Now, because this is a blue grey, it'll give me a green tinge, which is what I want. With the banana up that end. So you'll see how it changes. Morning, Leslie. Sue, good question. Would I use the same on white paper? Yes, I would. I wouldn't change anything on the white paper, but what it would probably mean using white paper is that I would have to do a lot more dark, so I'd be using more of the ochres, browns and purples to start with, because of that. But you can see how it goes a really odd colour, and then as it dries, it's a bit like chalk or pastel. You know, if you've used soft pastels, for example, and then you use the fixative spray on it, and it goes wet, and then you panic, don't you, and you think, oh my goodness, oh this Paulette. It's a tile from a bathroom. That's all it is. I always use ceramic, and because we've got the classroom here, we don't have. We're obviously a very small business that's self-funded, so we just buy. We just bought a big pack of bathroom tiles, white bathroom tiles, to use in the classroom, because they work really well for watercolours and gouache. And yes, you can, Janet, you can use watercolour paper and the same brushes. That's all right. So yeah, just a tile. Ceramic watercolour palettes are really, really good. They are more expensive, so I couldn't really afford to have enough for a class set here. Right, so I'm adding a bit more yellow. No, I'm adding some white. I really can't speak. I do apologise for my inability to use the English language today. So this is more of a yellow. A pale, icy yellow. Ooh, the preacher with the guitar is about to stroll past. I wonder what the song will be this week. Oh no, he's still got the whole world in his hands. He's been holding that for a couple of months now. He's got the whole... Still only knows the one verse. Bless him, he's a trier. Can you hear him? Oh, we've had a second verse. Oh, bless him. I'm proud. Right. Have I had a busy week? I have a busy week every week, Elizabeth, but it's not necessarily busy with things that I'd like to do. However, I have started to allow myself a bit of wind down time, and every evening at 9 o'clock I read a chapter of my books. I've got a big pile of books that I want to read, so I thought, why not, instead of moaning all the time, let me do that. So I know that, and I've started using a to-do list app for all the things that because we do have a really busy week, because we're making our own watercolours. We've got Halloween coming up. We've got our Dabbler children's box for Halloween to plan. I'm making a special magical Halloween colour for watercolours, and we've got stock orders that we've got to do, classes to plan, classes to teach, and then I'm also planning January to June 2022's lessons. So yeah, lots of things to do. Right, I'm stabbing my brush now. Give it a good stab. You won't ruin the brush when you do that. It's scary, I know. But as long as you don't leave your brush like that, you're all right. Well, you do, and it's pretty full on, and I don't like to moan. He lies. I love to moan. But it is full on, and you never really switch off, because you go home and that's when you plan your social media, or you answer emails or write emails, because you've never really had the time during the day, because you've been doing all the real life stuff. So you do never switch off. And I made the decision that I have to at least give myself, out of 24 hours, I deserve 1 hour to do what I want to do. And before, you see, I was just watching Netflix to switch off, and I don't want to do that every night or what have you. What am I reading? It's actually work based, so don't judge me. I am reading a book, and I've forgotten what it's called. Hang on. It's called Preserving Positivity by Hayley Hughes, who is an ex-journalist who works in prior secondary education, and she's written the book Preserving Positivity to help people in the teaching profession stay buoyant and not jaded with the whole changing of how we have to teach, with more online and that kind of thing. So I'm reading that. I've got several art books I want to read that other art educators have recommended. I'm more of a factual book than a fiction reader, if I'm honest. So there we have. We've got nice little stipples on there. Now, I'm not really going to clean my brush, but I will go in with a little bit of ochre. Just a little. Because we need to start thinking about light. Now, thankfully, we've got nice shadows on this, so we don't have to worry too much about it all. Oh yeah, just a reminder, if I do get customers. Thank you, Sue. It's a bit of a flat banana though, isn't it? Because it hasn't got much light and dark on it. But you can see how the grey helps. So your question about how would it work on white paper, I'd probably have to have more darks in order to get these tones. So when I put the highlights on, it stands out a little bit more. So yeah, if I have a customer, I will have to nip down, which is looking imminent. Mix it with a bit of the yellow. I know you don't mind anyway, but I'll try not to be forever and a day, because you've all got busy lives. I'm stippling this as well. Hiya, Mary. Apparently, you know those stringy bits that you get on banana? Apparently, if you open it from the other end, you don't get that. I try to have a banana a day, but I have it in a smoothie with some blueberries and a kiwi. I've gone very hipster. It's this beard, I tell you. The longer I have my beard, the more hipster I go. I even have matcha tea occasionally. My family from the Black Country would be like shocked. It's not a betrayal of my heritage though. It's just trying to be healthy. So can you see how chalky it is? So don't forget gouache, avocado. You know, I don't do avocado. Jackie, who works here, Jackie's an avocado person. I wear a cardie rather than avocado. But yeah, they're supposed to be nice and healthful, aren't they? But you know, I lay out all of my. I know monkeys open the other way, and that's why the Queen opens them the top way, because she says she's not a monkey. But I don't mind being a monkey if it means that I don't get those stringy bits all over the place. Darken that a little bit. How am I doing for time? Oh, are we doing all right for time? 20 minutes in. I have got a customer. I can see them sprawled on the floor at the moment. Our shop is rather heaving with stuff. So you kind of, to get to the lower shelves, you do have to kind of prostrate yourself to see what we have. I'll leave it to it for a bit. Right, we want more. A bit of white. Now I'm not using tons of water with this, if you notice, and I just used the tip of my bristles in with the water. So we can create the ridges. But I hope you've all had a really good week. See, you've all been so lovely asking about me. I haven't even bothered asking how you all are. How rude. So how are you? I hope you're well. Yeah, you may have noticed if you looked on the shop page today, I was randomly a local photographer does a portrait a day, faces of Banbury, and she's doing it for a year, and she bumped into me on my way to on my way to the car, actually, on my way home from work. And she said, "Oh, would you be my portrait of the day? What an honour." So I was, and I did. So we'll brighten the yellow. So the white is mainly to make things feel more opaque, because it doesn't stay white. It will absorb itself in with the yellows a little, as you can see. But I'm keeping it quite stabby. And textured. Right, I'm going to quickly nip down now and just see if the customer is alright. And then I'll come back to you, lovely lot. So stay where you are. If anybody asks where I am, Elizabeth, I know. It does look like a banana though, doesn't it? It's just basically all art is using the right colour in the right place in the right shape. That's all it is. It's not very... Matcha tea's been around for a long time though. Right, I'll be back in 5 minutes hopefully, and then we can start adding the darks. I have returned. Hello, have you missed me? You know, watching paint dry, absolutely. It's. Oh, do you know what I haven't put on? I know what's missing. I know why it's gone quiet. Bird song's missing. You never reminded me. Let's get some bird song on. The birds could have. Yeah, it's amazing. It changes, and this is where you have to be patient. And most of us in the art world are not, are we? If we're honest, we are not patient, and we just keep building up and changing things. But with gouache, it really does have to lighten, or go. Well, it doesn't go lighter. You know, like I say every week, watercolours dry 30% lighter. Gouache doesn't. Gouache, as I said in the toadstool lesson, gouache dries flat and matte. So it does change, and it does make a difference. Maybe I should be using slightly smaller brush next, but if I go with some lemon and a bit of white, I can maybe, so this will go a little bit darker on here. Now you could say, well, Barry, why are you using gouache? You could do this in acrylics. And you know what? You could do this in acrylics. You could do this admirably in acrylics. However, in acrylics, the only difference would be that you can't reconstitute it when it's drying. So the dried bit stays. So if this was acrylics, where I've gone with a bit more ochre here, it would have to stay like that. But with a damp brush, you see, I can blend the ochre into the lighter colour. So it does make a huge difference. So basically I'm thinking of contrast at the moment. I'm looking and seeing any areas that I think, oh, actually that needs to change. This needs to be lighter, this needs to be darker. Contrast light. So you can see that it's actually the grey that is showing through. So I'm just using more opaque paint and reserving the original grey, so it's not so bad. Right, you might be saying to yourself, well, why has he got purple? Because we've got brown. Now, the issue with the brown, we'll put the brown on where the brown bits are. If we were using brown to act as shadow to yellow, unfortunately, it wouldn't look like shadow, it would look like dead bits. It won't necessarily make the banana. Let me switch colours, let me switch brush sizes now. The shadow, we don't want the shadow to look more brown. So we're being creative with everything. So this is just the burnt umber. Normally I'd use burnt sienna, but if I'm really honest, couldn't find the tube. So I went for burnt umber. I knew you wouldn't mind. See, this is where I remember saying, oh, look at the time, we're doing really well. What's happened to that time now, eh? This is a size 0 miniature painting brush. Now, I'm not really a detail painter. I'm very impatient. In life, I'm very impatient. I did help a customer. I did. Although I hadn't really got what she was after. It's a brand that we can't get in, which is a shame. But we'll keep trying. Well, I couldn't find the tube. I can't. My ex-wife used to tell me I was like a piece of cellophane because she could see right through me. I'd never even bother lying. I'm no good at lying. I have an awful guilt complex. So as soon as I lie, I end up admitting the truth. so I don't bother lying. There's no point in lying. Oh no, not bread and milk, Janet. We have been asked for milk once. Do you do a pint of milk? And I go, no, sorry. Not got anything I want. Never got anything I wanted. Well, no. Well, I'm an art shop. But never mind. Never mind. It's looking a bit more banana-esque. Banana-esque? Banana-ish. Banana-like? Banana-ish? How would we do this? Have a banana. If there wasn't so much Facebook patrol on royalty-free music, I've got my Tom Carradine album on my iTunes, so I could play him singing "Have a Banana," but I daren't because it won't let me download this demo later, so I can use it on our YouTube and website. Right, so if I keep going with the browns, the issue I will get is that it's just going to look like it's been open for a very long time, and I don't want that. So if I then go with yellow and purple, the purple will make a brown, but a nice purple brown, and I'm hoping it will look different on the screen, but to me it's kind of a little bit more important to have a bit of shadow. Now what's good with gouache is that it works so well that I can reconstitute it. So it's perfect for shadows. So if I wanted that darker shadow there, just add more water, blend it in. But can you see how the darks are now bringing it forward? And this is more purple. It's purple with a little bit of yellow. Now I'm not after a botanical study of a banana. We're after realistic, but still representational. So yeah, the song Mr. Cellophane in Chicago I hate because it reminds me of me. You know, cellophane, Mr. Cellophane, would I bend my name? You can look right through me. But that's because he's ignored, not because he's rubbish at lying. I think, more than anything. Can you see how that is really... It looks better. You know what? I'm watching the screen and it looks better on the screen than it does in front of my eyes. That's disappointing. You never answered me anyway. How old are you? How are you? Good question, Elizabeth. Reconstituting this instance means that I can re-wet it and it will soften itself again. So with acrylic paint, for example, if it dries, that's it. You can't shift it, you can't move it, you can't blend it. With watercolour and gouache, Brian, funny. I won't read that out though. So with watercolour and acrylics, they're very different, and gouache is more like a watercolour in that when you wet it, it can re-wet itself and blend again. So to me, that's the advantage over, let's say, acrylics, because I'd have to glaze in acrylics and do a lot more subtlety with blending, or even let's use a bit of really dark purple over the top of this, or even totally change how it looks by keeping it wetter for longer, perhaps. And so there's a few things if you're working in acrylics that you will have to change how you work with the materials, because it doesn't blend in the same way. How long is it closed for the refurb? And quick question then, Sue, how do you get to the museum? Have you reopened the Oh, lovely, Samantha. They were made with love. It's always a bit of a panic because they're not drying as fast as we need them to. Bit more yellow and white on this. Yeah, are you having to access the museum from the other side of the bridge? Let's go back to my stabby brush. A little bit more opaque white and yellow. So what I'm doing here is I'm using more and more paint and less water. So the more paint that I've got, I've got enough moisture on here to help the paint move, but I've got enough pigment for the opacity. Have you used them yet, or are you just looking at them? Because I just end up looking at them. I'm gonna have to make a set for myself. We've actually sold out of all of our original sets that I made, so I'm frantically spending whatever time I can mixing more. But as I say, I want to create a special magical Halloween colour, just because we can. Limited edition. I like doing these limited edition ones. The Peacock Moon iridescent watercolour that we made has been really popular. When you've been in retail for such a long time as we have, it's nice to get your teeth into something new changes and new. That's why you know, doing all these online things, I've been absolutely in my element, because it's something so new and different. How am I doing for time? Oh, I've got 3 minutes. You never said. Doing a bit of reflected light. I'm cheating a little. Now, you might find that a bit weird, me outlining the dark side with a really thin layer of light. But can you see how it just brings it forward? I'm going to go with my purple. Tiny weeny bit of yellow. The yellow and purple are complementary opposites, you see. Get a move on. Arc at you, missus. I'm trying. Very trying. Let's get a bit of shadow. I'm going for purple shadow because I don't really want... I want it to stand out and be complementary. Oh, my brother's watching. Hello, brother dear. I haven't been talking about you this week. You're alright. You can watch. So I'm adding more water to fade out my banana. Fade my shadow out. I'm going to go darker under here. No mean feat doing it. Sometimes I set myself these challenges and I think, why on earth? Why on earth? Oh, damn, Janet, you can come again. Thanks. So who was it that called me handsome earlier? You're welcome to come back anytime. And Janet, anybody that's nice to me. So, bit of brown. Well, that's it. You'll find we've made them ultra transparent. So all of the colours are either transparent or semi-transparent. You've got the sticker you probably noticed if you unwrap them. Oh, do you know what? The Facebook algorithms must think you're all being rude because every time you mention the word banana, it asks me if I want to hide your comment. But I don't know if replacing the word banana for something else would generate more warnings. Who'd have thought that? I just want to paint a banana. I don't want to be rude about it. What are you going to have it in? Banana on toast or with in a shake? So strong purple right underneath. The body of the banana. I don't know if it's it'll probably flag my painting up for review. Banana sandwich. Did you know, here's an interesting fact about banana, that the banana flavouring, you know, when we have banana milkshake and banana sweets and all of that kind of stuff, the banana milkshake flavour or the banana flavour is actually a real... It doesn't taste like banana, does it? It doesn't taste like the banana that you and I eat. And that's because it's based on a banana that was very popular in the 1920s, 30s and 40s. But the banana that we currently use and eat was much easier to grow. And the banana flavoured banana disappeared. So that's why banana flavour doesn't actually resemble the banana that we eat. Yes, they must have done. But I'm not doing anything rude. I should have really thought this through. I was going to do a strawberry, but I just thought that was boring. But I am done now. Hopefully you can see the banana at work. Putting these darks on does make a difference. And you can see also how economical the colours are. Oh, did you? Banana cravings. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I'll take a photograph of this, of course. But hopefully you can see how, with a fairly limited palette and very little colour, because we've used the background to help us, we've been able to get a really realistic looking banana or fruit. Oh, maybe I should say fruit instead of banana. Well, yeah, I thought you're right, and that's what I felt, Rosemary. Using the yellows, we very rarely use yellows for yellow's sake, so it is interesting to see, and how well the yellows work with purple, complementary opposites. So you do get the browns and more muted tones of yellows when you add purple. So thank you so much for your company this morning. It's been really lovely. I'll try and get this downloaded if Facebook will let me onto our website. So you can see what we're doing. October is our next lesson. Blimey, our next free demo rather. 2nd of October, and I'm creating frosty grass in watercolour. Frosty grass in watercolour. Saturday the 2nd of October. Coming up this week, Monday morning, we've got Standing Stone at Night with a Comet in acrylics. Oh, excellent, Samantha. Good. Glad it works. Monday evening is doing a peaceful evening over the sea in watercolour. Tuesday afternoon, a stormy sky and lightning in acrylics. Wednesday's drawing class, a badger in the bluebells. Thursday morning, yellow roses in watercolour. Oh, the yellow rose of Texas. Thursday afternoon is wildflowers across the Anza Borrego Desert State Park. A really good lesson on what to remove in an image. Friday afternoon is a peaceful coast. It's a very peaceful week. And that's it for next week. So thank you so much. Thank you, Jean. I will take a photograph of this so you can see it more clearly. You'll be able to see that. Thank you, Trish. You'll be able to see the difference between the purple. It looks more purple in real life. But do crack your gouaches open and see what you can create, really, and make it. Don't be frightened. You can see that that's clean now, although it was a brand new white brush. It's stained, but by rinsing it, it's no longer stippled and broken. Have a banana sandwich. Absolutely, have a banana. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe and look after yourselves. It's still crazy out there. And hopefully I will see you all soon. Don't forget the online shop open 24/7 on thearcheryonline.com, or you can call in and see my ugly mug Tuesdays to Saturdays 10 till 4. It's much better to see the attractive Jackie rather than me, but sometimes you get the short straw when she's not in. So thanks ever so much. See you all soon. Great weekend. Bye bye everybody. Bye bye.